We talked today about investment opportunities. Last time when we had a webinar with Armand, I had a feedback that afterward the people were asking about investment opportunities. So I thought this time it will be good to talk more about investment opportunities. And also, as I mentioned, we do have a lot of news to share. And please bear with me till the end so I can share with you all news. Today we'll talk a little bit about global economy, what is investment, why it's important, what are other financial instruments, and of course we'll talk about Unitsky technology, I will talk about innovations, about the transport system, and then news and questions. First, let's think what are the ways, at the moment, what ways we have to produce income. As you can see from this picture, there are 4 ways to generate income. First is when we work. So we have a full-time job or part-time job. As you can see here, 100% of your work times 1, which is yourself, equal to income. So the more you work, the more income you might have if you do some sort of sales job maybe. But normal people, they would work all day long, sometimes doing lots of overtime, and unfortunately not getting paid for that. So this is number 1. It's E from employee. Second half here, B from business owner, and you can see here a picture of Zuckerberg, Facebook owner. This is the type of their business when you are on your own business, and also 1% of what you do times people. You might have 1,000 of people working for you, or you might have hundreds of people working for you equals income, which means you still need to do a lot of work yourself, but at the same time people contribution counts a lot as well. So on this case, people, network, time equal money. So it's B from business owner. Then S from self-employed. These people who own job. So for example, if you're in a construction industry, or if you have your nail shop, so you work for yourself and your time is equal your money. And the last but not least, I from investor. So this is only place where money works for you. So you might ask me, how would that money works for me if I don't do nothing? How would money hit my account? So surely I should do something to make income. And the answer will be, of course you do, but in this case, money works for you, which means that you're looking for different investment opportunities. You invest your money into someone else's businesses. It could be venture business, it could be startup, it could be existing business, it could be gold, it could be shares, equities, properties, you name it. And then you receive passive income. So this is the only time where money starts working for you. So you don't need to physically wake up on a certain time to go to office every day. You don't need to work 8 to 10 hours or 12 hours a day. And as you can see here, we have a few quotes, and my favorite is by Robert Kiyosaki. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else look for work. And this is also quite important, that when you build a network, when you have people working for you, as it could be investors in the Western world, it could be in business owners' world, when you have a lot of passive income just because people work for you a lot. And from this diagram, can you, let's do number 1 is employee, 2 business owner, 3 self-employed, and 4 investor. So can you put in a chat where you can see yourself, who you want to become? And who you, let's put, what do you do now? Let's say number 1, employee, and then you want to become investor, or you want to become business owner. Just put so I can see who we got here. Okay. So we have investors, we have self-employed people, we have people who work, and we have business owners. Okay, perfect. Most of the people, though, they do have full-time job or part-time job. So unfortunately, the majority of the people, they will belong to e-employee. And that leads us to the next slide. What is your reality? This rat race cycle was first introduced by Robert Kiyosaki in his Poor Dad Rich Dad book. And I found it really fascinating because that was also my reality a few years ago. And I think everyone can apply to this, no matter if you have your own business or if you're working for yourself or if you're working for someone else. So pretty much you do have your job, so you work very hard for money. Then you receive your income. So you jump in here happily, that's finally the payday comes and I can spend my money. First, what do? You pay your bills, and then you go to shopping, or you go to a restaurant, or you go out and just spend the time with your friends and family. And then after maybe 2 weeks after you receive the salary, or maybe some people 3 weeks, they start realizing that, well, they don't have no money left. So I'm not talking about the savings, but they don't have any money left. Or maybe money left, maybe they have money, but then it's very little. So they start looking for other opportunities to go to the, maybe to get another credit card, or maybe go to bank and ask for loan if they want to make a major purchase, or they're asking money from friends. Can you put pluses who maybe currently at this situation where they have this rat race cycle when you work hard and you receive money, then you pay your bills, then you, no sound, somebody, can you hear me? I can see somebody put in the chat that they don't have no sound. Can you put pluses if you can hear me, please? Yeah, I can. Okay, maybe then just for some reason you need to come back on this webinar, exit and come back, and you will have you would be able to hear me. So I can see that few of you put pluses. So we are unfortunately, and reality is that we are running around all day long, all our life long, to chasing the money. Then we paying the bills. Then we buying what we want to buy, little things. And then even if you want to buy a car or house or go to holidays, it's quite hard. So we need to either have a savings or we use our credit cards. And unfortunately, this is reality we have. So my questions would be, is the money the root of an evil, or we simply don't know how to manage them? And I think this is a very key question, because it is not about how much money you have, it's about what you do with the money you have. And if you think about it, every single successful person, they start from something. I know you might argue, say, well, there are lots of people who has the rich parents, or they were given good businesses to manage and then become rich. But at the same time, there are lots of people who came from nowhere. Lots of people who were earning their money themselves, and little by little, they were investing into some other businesses or other ventures, anything, or even shares. And slowly they start building their own empire, and that's how it works. But unless you start investing, and as soon as you start realizing what is your reality at the moment, then only doing this you would be able to go further. Otherwise, you will be stuck in a rat race for entire life. And I'm sure none of you here want to live the life when you cannot afford more than the money you have at the moment. Of course, we all want to buy beautiful houses and go for holidays and have different cars, but how? And this is the question. And I know lots of people who would say that money, it is an evil, and I don't like money. I think they make people even worse than they could be. But it is not the case. From another hand, so many, again, rich and successful people, how much money they spend for charity, how much money they spend to help other people. So the money, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And don't think about money as if you, of course, if you don't have them, it's probably hard for you to imagine. But imagine if you have £1 million now. What would you do? You probably spend for like yourself, go to shopping. But at the same time, I'm sure that if you have this $1 million, £1 million, you would also contribute to maybe charity or help your friends, help your family. It's not about just, me. And most of the rich people, they do spend a lot. So I wanted just to show you this slide to make you think that unless you know how to manage money, only then you would be able to multiply your income. It's saying like if you first time remember when you got a car and you try to drive. So the first time is very difficult because you don't know how to manage, you don't know how to use the car, and the first few lessons are really, really difficult. But then with the time, when you know how to drive, you know what to press, you know how to manage, then it's easy and easy and easier. And the same here, money management, it could be hard at the beginning, but then as soon as you know how to do it, as soon as you find your own strategy, then it will be much more easier. Let's talk about what are types of investment we have, what we have at the moment, what sort of type of investment. I just choose a few of them just to show you their general idea. The first, we have a bank deposit when you put money into your bank accounts. We have Forex, real estate, and equity investment. As you can see from the risk level, bank deposit, they quite secure, but saying that here in UK a few years ago we had one of the banks, I don't exactly remember the name, but the point was that the bank went bankrupt. So the people who had the money in this small bank, they lost all their money, and all what the bank paid back was around 5% of the money people had in this bank. So even bank deposit today might not be as safe. So that's why risk level, it's just secure, but today I'm not even sure about that. And as you can see here, very interested is a 5 years estimated profit. So the banks could probably give you around 50% if you use one of the ISA accounts and you invest every month for the next 5 years, you might get some returns. Forex, it's very risky, and statistically people who play Forex, 95% have failed. Real estate, it could be moderate risk, could be high risk. It also depends on so many factors about the property, about the location, if you wish to rent your property or if you want to sell your property. So it could be moderate risk or high risk as well. And equity investment. Equity investment could be moderate risk investment, high risk, and secure. And as you can see, equity investment can give you a lot of percentage in the top, a lot of profit. And this is the type of investment I want to talk to you today. It's equity investment. Equity investment also could be divided in different groups. We have startups where it's quite high risk. As you probably all know, a startup would be the company who gain in their business and they want people to invest, and startups, they could be quite risky. And also statistically, around 80% of all startups have failed, unfortunately. Then we have crowd investment, which is risk level could vary from secure to the high risk. And you might have really lucrative returns when you do crowd investment. And existing business. Existing business also could be quite risky, especially if you as a business owner, if you want to try a different business line or if you want to open office in different countries. So it could be quite risky because you need to do lots of research, and usually business owners, they do ask angels or the people with the money to invest, and they research so they can also see if it is a good idea to continue this business in certain countries or open up different business lines. So it could be high risk, but also actually existing business, they also could be moderate risk, especially if you're talking to the company who've been in the market for so many years. So it is not like extremely risky to invest. But what I want to show you from this slide is have a look at the crowd investment. So this is only investment, this part of the equity investment, when it could be high, moderate, secure, and returns 10,000 and more. So this is very lucrative investment. And of course, if you do your research and you understand their company specifications, you understand their business model they use, you understand the market they operate on, then of course investment will be much more safer. At the same time, if you just go around and put your money in a different companies in a crowd queue, for example, or Kickstarter, of course you can also lose your money. So you do need to do lots of research before putting your investment and putting your money into any type of the business. Let's go next. So I wanted just to show you recent crowd investment examples just to demonstrate that crowd investment, this is something been in the market for a few years now. So especially if you Google the platforms such as Kickstarter or Crowdcube, you would be able to see listing of the companies who are looking for different investment types, and then you can just easily go and click and choose if you want to put your money in certain businesses. As you can see here, I found these 3 examples quite interesting. We have a Pebble watch. They collected 20 million for only a few years, where people receive these watches as well, and they also get a bit of company equity. We have a pay with Go Cardless. $13 million were collected. This money actually were collected within only a few months. And also we have, Oya Console. So this is the prototype of PlayStation, where you can we can use it pretty much with any PlayStation. Doesn't matter which version would that be. And also it's get very popular because it's like 3 times cheaper. And people also invest a lot in this project. As you can see, it's collected 8.6 million. So this would be the recent examples of the crowd investment. All this company reached the goals within only a few months, and that's how crowd investment works. You do have a certain deadline when you try to achieve, and people decide how much money they would like to put. They can put as small as $10 and as big as few thousand, few hundred thousand. It's all your choice, and then you see what company can give you in return. Can you put pluses if you understand about investment so far, if that's all makes sense? So I can continue and talk a bit more details about SkyWay Technology. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we can go further. New technology today. So from this slide, I wanted to show you what types of technology we have. Today, as you can see here, a company called Schwab, it's here on the top left-hand side. They already built this, I'm not sure if I can call it transport, but they actually up and running in Australia in a park where people can just sit down and use as if you're cycling, and it could be quite fun, I guess. Also, we can see here shuttle bus. It's here on the top on the left-hand side. This bus is not. It is still on in development stages. We cannot see a real example yet, but currently I saw lots of articles on the internet with regards to this technology, and people find it quite fascinating because it's look quite interesting, but at the same time it costs a lot of money to implement this technology. Then we have here Elon Musk Hyperloop vacuum train. Also, at the moment we don't have any real prototype, and they also looking for investors, but saying that you cannot just go simply on their website and click I want to invest in Hyperloop. First of all, you need to be a professional investor to do so, and second of all, there's a certain level of income which allows you to invest. So unless you're an investor with a good portfolio and you have a lot of money, then you can invest in technology like a Hyperloop. But unfortunately, if you're not, then you don't have much choice, unfortunately. And here we can also see SkyWay train on top. So this is the new transport system created by Anatoly Unitsky using the string technology. He got a lot of awards and certificates. So this technology, he developed this technology for the past 40 years. So the best thing about this technology development is that people, ordinary people like us, we can invest. We don't need to be certified investors. We don't need to have certain income level. All what we need to do is just go to their website, choose the package you want, or choose their amount of shares you want to own, and click buy. Simple as. And also the transport, this would be one of the areas where usually crowd investment is very, like, you cannot see lots of transport infrastructures, the transport systems, or transport technologies which use the crowd investment. So this is also quite unique, and again, it gives us ordinary people a huge opportunity to earn good money. We can earn from dividends, we can earn from technology, and we can also earn on a share price. So this is quite unique, especially for transport infrastructure and transport technology. Technology types. So we have 4 types of SkyWay trains. First is urban SkyWay. So it's designed for passengers transportation around 200 kilometers, and it's very efficient, safe, ecological. Every single transport, every single SkyWay presented here created by Anatoly Unitsky, all of them very efficient, very ecological, and very safe. And that was the reason why when he decided to choose the crowd investment, he wanted people to see these benefits, and he wanted people to have opportunity to become company co-owners, because we're not investing in some socks, I don't know, or like new cosmetics. Don't get me wrong, people who work with the different companies who sell cosmetics, but idea is here you can become the part of something really amazing, something really big, like a new transport system. And every single train, as we can see from this picture, they're all extremely efficient, they all safe, they all low noise, energetically high efficient, and ecological friendly. So that's why this technology, it's very unique. And also I would add here cost. Usually if you want to build a train, I give you example of a maglev train using magnetic, what is the name? So basically this train is, we can actually, if you go to Japan, you can see this train up and running, but unfortunately no any other country support this project because of its cost. So in our case, SkyWay, it's very cheap, and just to give you an idea, for Unitsky to build 1 kilometer of the road, he needs to have only 5 millions. While if you're talking about the magnetic trains, to build 1 kilometer of road, he needs to invest few billions. So as you can see there, it's like very different types of technology, very different types of investment. And of course, countries who even wanted to support magnetic trains, they could not afford it. So that's why Unitsky technology at the moment, nevertheless, it is unique and it is innovative technology, but it is much more cheaper than even trains which now up and running. And especially in this case, you don't need to dig the roads, you don't need to destroy environment, you don't need to destroy trees. Pollution is very low. So all these pluses, all these advantages make this technology very attractive for investors and for government. For example, for many companies who deal with their oil or coal, they might use cargo skyway, which also very efficient, very fast, and lots of countries will be interested in cargo skyways, because we don't have any other prototypes at the moment, any other technology which could be as fast, as ecological, as safe as SkyWay. So that's make this project very unique. I can see cost about. Yeah, for example, Jan just added in Norway, make 2+2 lines road costs about 200,000 each. So each kilometer, it is crazy, right? And this is something we have at the moment. So clearly, it should be better future. It's clearly it should be better technology. And even if you think about an internet, today I can go to Amazon or eBay and order something from eBay in a few seconds. But it might take me maybe weeks to receive the delivery if I'm ordering from China or from Hong Kong, Singapore, any other sort of Asian countries. Why? Because simply we don't have a good transfer system. And that's why this technology, like the people will see the advantages of having this technology, the government will see the advantages of these technologies, business owners will see advantages. And all these factors together make this very extremely lucrative investment. But let's talk about Ecotechno Park. This park, you can find it in Belarus, Minsk. The reason why Unitsky want to build this park is for demonstration purposes. So as you can see from this from this picture, we have high-speed urban complex, 16 kilometers, monorail, 800 meters, and cargo complex, 600 meters. So the reason why we want to have this piece of land is to demonstrate other government and ministers and ordinary people how this technology will look like when it's up and running. And so far, what we have so far. Let me share with you some excited pictures. And John just corrected me. So it is 200,000, not kilometers, each meter of the road. Can you imagine? The government paid 200,000 for each meter. It's just crazy. We need to make sure that we find the funding for SkyWay, and then government and everybody will save lots of money. As you can see from this slide, so what we're trying to do, we have this park, as I mentioned, in next to Minsk. It's called Marvina Gorka. We actually would have a conference in, I think it will be September. You will have some more information on the back office. If you have a chance, definitely go there, visit, and see yourself. You will be really surprised. I went there this May actually, and I show you a few pictures afterwards. So in order for us to complete this eco park, Techno Eco Park it's called, company needs to collect $200 million. How they're doing this? By using crowd investment initiatives. And because this transport system is very unique, and as I said before, all these advantages, so they're planning to sell this technology worldwide. So so far we have a contracts worth of 250 billions. And for you to understand this, when I say we have a contract, if I'm mayor of, I don't know, London, let's say, and somebody will come to me and say, hey Mila, we want to build road here, the Skyway, it's good technology, you can save lots of money, you can have your return on the investment, because government do need to put money also if they want to have these trains up and running. So then I would say, okay, it's a very interesting idea, but how can I see it? Where you done it? And then you, as Skyway representative, you can say, well, if you go to Minsk, you would be able to see Eco Park, and you would be able to see all this technology up and running. So then I would trust you, go to Minsk, and I will see everything myself. But before I actually see the real example, I'm not stupid. I'm not just going to give you my money away because you come to me with a good presentation, right? So that's why Eco Park is so important, and that's why we need to make sure that we tell our friends, we tell our partners, family, other people what we do and how it's important, because they use the crowd investment tool. So more people know about this technology, then the more people will invest. And as soon as we have 200 millions, which mean all these contracts which we have from different governments, we have a contracts now with Russian Minister of Transport, we have a contract with UK, Ireland, Australia, which I'll tell you a bit more detail. So there are so many countries who are already involved in this technology, and they signed their contracts. Some of them actually signed the contracts, and some of them signed a letter of intent where they say that, well, show us how this technology works in real life, and then of course we would want to implement. That's why Eco Techno Park is the key here, and without building this Eco Park, we cannot sell big projects, because of course government, they want to see, or business owners, they want to see how the transport works. They're not just going to invest their money into something which they don't have assurance that it will work. So I hope you understand the importance of financing the Eco Park and why we're doing this now. Can you put pluses for people who kind of follow in my logic and see how important to finance Eco Park today? Perfect. Okay, what's done so far? I just want to share with you a few pictures. So these pictures were taken during the winter time. Now we have even more things done in Eco Park. Oh, that's the one. So 21st of May, we had a conference in Eco Park. We had opportunity to go there, meet Unitsky himself, and also see this park. I was amused when I went there, when I saw all this support legs there, when I saw big stations. As you can see in the first picture, this is the almost ready station where the Unibus this is the station where you can put the people into the train, like metro station or tube station. So this will be the one which is almost ready at the moment. And then we have another one which is 16 kilometers away, and they already start building this too. So when I saw this, I was really surprised, and after I went to Eco Park, I saw people, I felt this energy, and I decided for myself that I want to be part of this project full time. I don't want to do any other job. I don't want to be involved in any other project. I want to do it because it is so big, it is so unique, and also even from investment side, you cannot find the project where you invest today such little money, and a few years, 2 years, you will have such a big returns. So that's why, for me personally, it was very important to go there and see everything, see it through myself. Because initially I was very skeptical, and I know the company for 2 years, but only recently I gave up my old job and I decided to do it my full time, because I saw everything, and they have a different development stages, and so far we are on stage number 7. But whatever happened before, company always meeting the deadline. So if they happen that if they say that something will happen in a certain month, then they will make sure that actually it is happening. And Eco Park for me was big proof that they actually put in our money, investors' money, to the right purpose, the right place. We actually very recently, last week, we received their support legs for Unibikes, and they were also successfully installed, as you can see from this picture. And also they have started the process of mounting the third anchor support. So this is very hot news, and it's been happening I think last week on Monday or Tuesday, if I'm right. So that's also give you a proof that every money, when the company receives the money from investors, they do use it accordingly, and every single penny they spend, they have a piece of paper, a piece of proof, where you can also have a look and see how much they spend for steel, how much they spend for labor, and everything is very transparent, and that's also what make me really, really believe in this project. It's transparency, and Unitsky was there himself to answer every single question. So he was standing there for like almost 5 hours, can you imagine, and answering random questions from random people. Also, 13th of June, Rod Hook and his team visited office in Minsk. I think it was the third visit so far, and the aim of this visit was to check on the construction site, check on the progress, and also discuss the details of the further cooperations. As you know, we do have actually a contract signed with Australia that they want to do project which will connect university campuses, and this is actually a real contract, so they don't need to see when Eco Park is complete. They were ready to start work already now. So we now created another page for Australian project. You can also have a look. I think it's all the details available also in SWIC website. You can log in and have a look on the details. But we now actually up and running with Australia, lots of articles online. You can Google, YouTube, lots of videos about Australia cooperation. So it is actually all happening, and they were very surprised and very shocked how they managed to do everything so quickly. Because normally if you in construction site and you want to build something so massive, company might take years, while Unitsky build this Eco Park, what I show you pictures, within a few months. And that's why when Rod Hook and his team visited Minsk and they saw Eco Park, they were really pleased and shocked because they could not believe that Unitsky done lots of work. So this would be also proof for these people who are very skeptical and saying that, oh, I don't believe that is actually happening. I don't believe that this project is decent. I think it's all pyramid. Well, it is not, and we have lots of proofs. We have we're working with the countries, and for the people who very skeptical, I would always ask and give example of the Rod Hook. Like if he bought it into this idea, and they had a meetings with also head of transport. And if they saw everything, every single detail was checked, and they trust us, and you just probably spend with me 10-15 minutes talking, and you say, no, it's all rubbish, well, you just need to be realistic to what you say. And also, we do now have Irish government interested in this project, and I think I have another slide for Ireland. Maybe I took it off, but we're also planning to have a project in Ireland, and this September when we have exhibition, I'll talk about this exhibition in a bit more detail. They come in there with the head of Minister of Transport to see this technology. Actually, on this slide, I'm sorry I did not delete this Russian bit in the top. I decided to add this last minute because I think the fact that everything initially in Russian language. Sometimes it's very hard for you guys who speak English only to understand all these concepts, and lots of people asking me like, oh, why there's different companies being created in the back office? We have a Global Transnet, we have a SkyWay, now we have a Eurasia. So I copy-pasted this last minute just to kind of just to show you what it is and why we have different companies. So basically, SkyWay Invest Group, this is the company where we all belong. What they have is investment opportunity. When you log into the back office, you can have a look and invest in the package you decided to go for. And also they do have education. They do have a lot of education in Russian language. But at the moment, we will also start translating everything from Russian to English. So then also you would have access to education. So this SkyWay Group is presenting themselves as education and investment firm. Then we have a Global Transnet. Global Transnet, it's a group of companies who specialize in local projects. So for example, if we will have a project in Africa, then we will have Global Transnet Africa. We have now a project in UK to connect tourists to London, so we have Global Transnet UK. So this would be the company who would also use crowd investment, but for local project only. Can you put pluses if this information is important for you? Then I will talk a bit more detail about local projects. If you think that at the moment it is not kind of core information, then I will just skip the local projects. Okay, so basically SkyWay Invest Group, here we buy shares into main company, right? And this company spend the money to build Eco Park. So let's say we have Eco Park all built, all up and running. So what we need to do next is we need to target different countries, we need to target government. So we will create this global transnet on each country, and then we will go to the government and we will present them idea that we want to build a road in your city. We have a certain amount of people from your city who are already co-owners of this technology, and we are actually ready to invest around between 1 or 2% ourselves and build first kilometers for company money. And after that, you can finance the rest. And normally, we had a training where we were able to calculate return on the investment within 2 to 5 years. A government will receive completely all return on the investment, and after 5 years, they will receive the profit from the road we built together. So that's why the local projects will work in a way that we all will have opportunity in the future to put our money in local projects. However, if you put money in a local project, then you only will benefit from that road, from that local project. So if I put my money in Global Transnet UK, then I will only receive the dividends from Global Transnet UK. now we have a massive opportunity to invest in SkyWay main technology. And doesn't matter where the project will be built, we as the company technology co-owners, we will receive dividends from entire group, no matter where it's built. But in the future, for people who, for example, after Eco Park, the people would say, well, I want to invest in different projects, then of course they're more than welcome and they can invest in the local Transnet. Jan, I said I apologize because I added the slide last minute. It says that we have 3 companies united together. So that's the slide. I translated the rest and I completely forgot to translate the title. So this is the 3 companies. And the last one is Consumer Society Eurasia. So this will be the company who will help us to optimize our taxes. And as well, it's a non-profit organization which will work also very closely with the government and help shareholders to what is name? They will aim to satisfy shareholder needs and wants and requirements. So this company will be like our shelter. If something, if you wanted to withdraw money, usually you need to pay lots of taxes, and it is a very complex process. But when you have this consumer society Eurasia, which means we will have lawyers in each country which will be able to work with us independently, then we don't need to spend our money to think, how can I now take the money out of the project? So that's why we have now Eurasia. If you go to SkyWay Invest Group, you will see the little banner there. It says Eurasia. So that's something a company creates quite recently. But again, they created this with the idea to protect us, protect their shareholders. Okay, I hope it's all clear now. And what is the time? Oh, we have 10 minutes. I have so much to tell. I'm pretty much sure that most of you know what are investment opportunities with SkyWay at the moment. Just very brief slide. So we have opportunity to either invest lump sum when you invest money in one go. So for example, if today you invest 5,000 USD, 1 USD is equal to 1 unit. The reason why they also use unit instead of USD, that's in the case if something will go wrong with USD currency, we can also link our money, our shares, with any other currencies in the world. So it is not necessary, excuse me, it's not necessary to be in dollars. We have own units which could be equal to pretty much the strongest currency. So that's why don't get confused. The company not just wake up one day and decide to, oh, let's put unit instead of the USD. This all done strategically, and we get lawyers involved to also make this decision. And it also gives us protection. So if tomorrow something goes wrong with a USD, then we always would have opportunity to stick to some other currency which will be more reliable. That's the right thing to say, more reliable. You understand what I mean? Also for this money, for $5,000, you'll receive 1,500,000 shares, which again, company did estimation that after they start building the roads, 1 unit will cost, 1 share will cost $1, which means that you will have $1.5 million. And also company has different exit strategies for shareholders. For example, first you can receive the dividends, which normally paid quarterly, and you need to have a contract signed where it's stated that dividends will be paid, 20% of all profit will go towards the dividends. So this is very unique decision, because normally what the company do when they receive dividends or when they receive profit, they will want to put all this profit back to the business so they can grow. But in our case, because Unitsky also want help us to reach our goals, and because people here work extremely hard by pushing this project through different countries, through different level, he agrees that by contract he pays 20% of the profit goes as the dividends. So this is the big advantage for investors. And also, you would be able, when the company hit IPO, you would be able to either sell your shares, so you can withdraw some shares, withdraw some money, so you can decide yourself what you will do with your portfolio. Also, we have opportunity to pay per month, and most of the people currently they choose to pay per month because from one hand you don't need to put, let's say here, 5,000 in one go. You can do little installments, 500 per month. So then it's easier for normal people who just work all day long to save every month 500 rather than pay in one go 5,000. And also, as you can see here, the shares amount here would be higher rather than when you pay in one go. And again, the company did this from one hand to help us investors to make money, but from another hand, allowing us to pay every month, they can secure a certain amount of money monthly. So then for them, they know that next month they can project how much money will come to Unitsky. So they can already start ordering some materials, because it's not like you just ordering something on eBay. Like materials they ordering to build the eco park, it's very unique material, and I know that recently they ordered string itself, and it took them almost 4 months to choose the right company, to make the order, to place the order, to receive it. So they knew that they have enough money for them to order it, and they pay 100% after a certain period of time, because they have the security, because they create the tool such as 10 months payment, when we all can pay during the certain period of time, and we kind of locked on this time, so the company can make long-term plans as well. Does it make sense? Can you put pluses here, understand the logic behind this short investment like lump sums and this long-term investments when you do for 10 months? You cannot call them long-term, but monthly installments. Okay. Capitalization. Oops. Capitalization. What to require to sell this technology? So actually, this is very important slide, because people do ask the question, or when we can sell our shares, so when I can receive the dividends. So you need to understand that company will go to IPO only when they have enough projects, when they've built enough roads. You don't want to go to IPO if your share price is very low, because then that will destroy all their idea of having projects with their shares which will grow through the time. So that's why the company, they only go to IPO when they have enough roads to build, enough kilometers to build. So we as the shareholders, we can sell our shares for much more higher than we buy it now. So we now exactly here, 2016. So we do have a building and construction site, which I showed you before. And our end result will be by 2017 to complete financing of Eco Park and do demonstration and certification. And as soon as it's done, then technology adoption will go to different countries, and then we can sell our projects, and then we will only allow people to invest in Transnet, local projects. So that's why now we do have opportunity for us as investors to put the money into something which is growing now, and it is still for 5,000 to have almost 1.5 million shares. That's a lot. So you cannot find probably any other company who can give you such a great returns. And even from business side, because most of you guys, you also do business with SkyWay because you want to earn today. You don't want to wait for 2 years and then do something with your shares. You want to have an opportunity to earn today. And that's what company offers you to do the business. When you invite other people in a project, the company pay you 15%. So if a person, your friend, I don't know, invested, let's say 1,000, for the 10 months, so you will receive 150 every month from that friend. So if you have 10 friends like this, then this is your 1,500 every month. So hey, not bad. So that's why the company gives you lots of tools to do the business, and of course our success it's depend on us, because the company they do a lot. They have different exhibition to attend. They've been invited to talk with the different country ministers, but at the same time only us people we can help the company to drive registrations, and we can expand this business. Because if tomorrow everyone would say, well, I don't want to do this anymore, then well, we will stop, and there is a chance that unless we're gonna do something together, then no one else gonna do it. So that's why it's quite important for you to understand that it's not just about you put your money and sit back and wait. You also, if you want this company grows, well, you also need to help the company grows. And because you are shareholder or you are a technology co-owner, so it is your business as well. So that's why today we have 300,000 people who are registered in SWIG. And we do have every month's registration number grows, but at the same time, we don't want to wait for another 10 years to build Eco Park, because we need to collect 200 millions. And this is a very big sum, well, considerably big sum. So that's why our job is very important as well. I want to share with you some news which you can also find in the back office about the latest updates, news and promotions. In advance, so this is the slide I was looking for. The company goes to Berlin this year, 20 to 23rd of September. And you can see here, we will showcase next to Hyperloop. So future mobility exhibitors in 2016 is ourselves, SkyWay, and Hyperloop. So not bad, right? So for all people who would want to go online, INATRANS 2016, Google it, and you can buy tickets now. I think the tickets cost around $70 or euros, 70 euros, something like this. So go and check. And also you would have opportunity to meet Unitsky himself. He will be there 100%. And they will also bring Unibike, and they will also bring Unibus. So they will bring 2 pieces of transport with them to showcase, so the people would be able to have a look and touch and sit down, and kind of everything will be on a real size. So it is extremely big step. And what they plan is after this exhibition, main road in Eco Park will be built, so they will invite lots of big investors. And that's why probably you heard in news that company planning to shut the crowdfunding very soon, because for them, of course, it's important for us to put money, and as I mentioned before, it is our responsibility to make sure that the project get financed every week and every day. But from company point of view, also they need to have a big investors. They kind of they want to make sure that they build this Eco Park by the end of 2017. And so far we have 8 millions, and company need to collect 200 millions. So it is a very big sum. So that's why they're quite confident that after they showcase this in INATRANS in Berlin, and after they build their first road, then they will be able to send the big investors, and then big investors will invest, because then it's not going to be risky investment when everything is up and running, so it will be easier to sell this idea. So for us, it is important to understand that the summertime now, from today till September, is the best time, because they still use a crowd investment. I cannot guarantee that after exhibition, next day they will shut and say, well, we no longer accept money from little investors. It is not the case. They might do, but then every day after exhibition, we have a chance that one big guy can come and say, well, I have the money, I'm ready to finance this technology fully. And that will be it for us. So that's why do tell this to all your partners, to your networks, that actually now this summertime would be the best time for people who want to contribute to the project, who want to make money, because after we show this technology to the big guys, then we have a big probability that they will cover the rest, because for this sort of technology, 200 million, it is not a lot of money. It might sound a lot for us because we simply don't have this money, but for these guys, it is quite considerably low, and especially returns they can get is huge compared to the money they can invest. So this is quite important. The company gives 15% to our, not to our friends. What I mean, so we use the referral marketing, a network marketing scheme where if, for example, you invite somebody, then company pays 15% from what the person invests. If your second level, this person invites somebody, then you get 7% from your third line, and etc. etc. They have online, I believe, the marketing plan. If you go to online and then you would be able to see. It's called marketing plan, something like that. Download, and then you would be able to see all the levels, all the earnings, all the requirements, and that will give you a bit more idea what are percentages. Okay. Yeah, from not just from your friend, you can get 15% from any people you invited to the project, including friends. Promotions. We have amazing promotion which we actually had last week, and the company within the 4 hours they collected almost $100,000. So they decided to continue these promotions because people who could not make it, they were actually quite upset, and that's why they decided to extend it just for a few more days, where you can get 8%. They actually published this only today, 2nd of July, only a few hours ago. So don't miss out this time. And if you have a friends who missed it, do tell them, because me personally, I have a friend who missed this opportunity, and then they will complain next day. And if you were in the same situation, then do show them this so they have another few days to receive this 8%. Also, SkyWay Invest Group launched Wave on Contacts. So me personally, I love this promotion. So it's called Selfie Contest. So all what you need to do during the 10 days, you need to make 10 photos SkyWay in your town. You need to put these pictures in the social media, and then you will get 1,000 of shares to promote in this project in your social media. But also for the people who will get the most likes, then the first place, the company will give you 500,000 of shares, second place 300,000, and third place 200,000. And the term is from yesterday till 30 of August. So you actually also needed to have some sort of their either T-shirt or something with the SkyWay Invest Group logo, so we can identify this as your part of this promotion. Otherwise, if you just say like, "Hi, I love SkyWay," then kind of how can you prove that's in the picture? So you need to wear something, and you need to take a picture during the 10 days. The picture need to have a date, so you can actually prove that it's been the picture been taken during the 10 days period. And also you receive the free shares for that. And for the winners, the first place especially, kind of, it's not bad just to get 500,000 just for you to take their 10 pictures. But we have lots of people now who join this competition. So today is 2nd of July. So from today you can start enjoying this competition. Also, we have another one, InnoTrans package. This is also a new package created only a few days ago. We call them InnoTrans because of the exhibition which is coming in September. So for 1,000, you can earn 235,000 shares. So this is only for lump sum. So if you invest in one go 1,000, if you decided to do second purchase, then you will receive more shares. If you do third time 1,000, then you will receive more and more shares. And this discount is available during the 7th stage of the development. And normally, also you can actually find this in the back office. We have a business plan where company describes all 15 stages, how much money they need to collect, and where they're planning to spend this money. So everything is written there. Please go and check so you would have a better understanding, better clarity, and everything is so transparent. You just need to know where to look. And now we have translator from Russian to English. So every single news will be translated right away from Russian to English. So that's why even today promotions which were announced this morning, I already have opportunity to share that with you in English. I think we have, yeah, I guess I will not take your time because we already, it's been more than 1 hour. I want to wish you all success, dream big, achieve big, and I'm happy to have you in our team. I'm sure together we can do a lot. I forgot to actually ask you at the beginning what country you're from, but like I know most of you now. I can recognize your names, but I can see that we have every webinar we have more and more English-speaking countries joining us, which is great because you need to understand one thing when you target only Russian-speaking audience, but another thing if you target English-speaking audience. I mean, we have such a big opportunity to target the right people. We have all presentation. I can share with you my presentation if you guys would want to use it. This webinar will be recorded. I will try my best to keep you updated and do some webinars once in a week to share the latest updates, but also do check your back office frequently because every single news, as I said, from now on will be promptly translated in English. So I guess I'm from Italy. Yeah, we have Italy. Actually, we have partners here in London. He worked together very closely with Italy, and I can see lots of people from Italy now join our team, which is great. So happy to see people from Italy on this webinar as well. Put pluses if you find this webinar useful, and if you have any questions, do ask me now. And then I guess from my side, I cover everything even more than I plan to talk to you. I'm asking for the presentation. I can translate to Norwegian. Perfect. Yeah, of course. If you, I don't mind just sending you a presentation. If you can translate it to different languages, do so and share with me as well your translation. So maybe we can create some. We actually have a YouTube channel now for English-speaking people, and we can add different presentations from different language. So then it will be easy for you as well. If you have people from Italy, for example, then you can share with them Italian presentation. If you have people from China, then you can share Chinese presentation. So how cool is that? So it also will show the people that it is not about just one country. We can cover an entire world, and we have lots of people now join this company who can help us to do necessary translations and make it up and running. I have a meeting to run from SkyWay in Philippines. Perfect. Oh, Madalena said she can translate to Romania. You see, guys, we have a real power here. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Let me actually do it now. I will send you a link from our, actually, from YouTube channel, but at the same time. Guys, we're planning to launch a new YouTube channel next week. We have old one, but at the same time we had some problems with the security because we want to add more admins, and then it was done by a person, so we had some complicated stories around it. But from next week we will run independent YouTube channel, and I can also add people there as admins, and we can all kind of share the presentation in different languages. I think that will be really beneficial for all our community. Plus we have a Facebook page also in English. I think I have most of you on Facebook as well because I can recognize names. If you're not aware about the Facebook page, then come back to the person who invited you for this webinar and ask them to share with you YouTube channel, Facebook, our English chat. We use Skype a lot, so then we can update you with all information right away. So then you don't need to wait for next presentation. Okay. Italian, perfect. So we have now 3 languages done. Perfect. All right. Thank you very much, guys. You don't have any questions. It's good. I can take credit for that. I explained everything very well. I wish you have a good weekend, and this presentation will be updated online, so I will put chat and everywhere so you can share with your partners. I wish you all the best, and yeah, take care, guys.